Hey everybody, Digger coming at you with an interior update. It's time we wrap some tweed. So what we've done first is, the first thing you want to do is find out, do you have enough tweed? So I've got this laid out. These are 4 pieces of the interior that are going to be done with black tweed. And, like this one sticking out a little bit. I know that I'm only covering it down to here, because carpet will go down here at the bottom. But these are the pieces, the main pieces that we need to paint black, or black tweed, should I say. And I've got a couple other little pieces over there. And the idea is roll this big old thing out, and we got to find out, do we have enough tweed, or do I need to order more? So that's what we're doing today. I've already spent, spent about an hour cleaning this thing, getting it ready to squirt some glue. And there's really no way to keep the glue from getting nasty other than take it all apart, soak everything in lacquer thinner. It just makes everything roll right off. So that's all cleaned up and ready to spray. So as of right now, outside of the seats, which took 10 yards, 10 yards, that's 30 feet. And this is another 6 yards, which is, what, 18 feet? So you have to lay everything out and make sure that you have enough to do it. That way you can, if you don't, you can order more before it gets too late. So we're just gonna start rolling this out and see how it's going. Just notice here, I've got that cut out. So this can actually come back to about there. I'll scoot these up there. Watch out, little hootie dog. Hootie's always got to be in the garage, whether he likes what's going on or not. So, as you can see right here, this will be a little bit close, but it's not too hateful. Where's my camera? Okay. But since we're just wrapping them around the corners and putting corner trim on a lot of this, it doesn't really matter if it's exactly, I have 2 or 3 inches wrap around or anything like that. So let's take a little bit of look over here. What's up, Hootie dog? My little Houdini. But you want to make sure you leave a little bit of a gap in between, just to make sure you have some wraparound on that. So what I'm going to do, since I know this is 16 foot, get a tape measure here and kind of just get a real rough idea. Like I say, we're starting at that. So basically that's 9 feet. So that means we got, what, 7 more feet after that, which does look like that'll be enough to cover what I need to cover and have a little bit of extra, because that big piece back there, everything on the inside of the wheelchair lift cover will be done in black tweed. The face will be done in gray tweed, and there's a little shelf I made in there, and that shelf will be also in gray tweed. All right, well, I'll put you guys on time lapse. That way I can jam some music. So catch you in a minute. All right, so Bobby J gave me this thing a while back. I've tested it, and it actually works really good. It's a material cutter, so I'll be using that to cut this stuff, where in the old days I used to just use a razor blade. I'd go through a lot of razor blades. So this is what I'm going to use to cut it, and I've repositioned the boards a little bit better, just trying to optimize the amount of tweed that I use. So I'll put this over on time lapse and I'll get to cutting. Alright, so now we're going to start gluing the tweed, but I just wanted to show you a couple little tricks to do when you're going to do this. Here's something I did not mention earlier, but by the way, this is called a zip snip, if anybody wants to look it up. It actually does a really nice job. But whenever you're dealing with tweed, on vinyls you don't really have to worry about this too much, but tweed has a grain to it. So you have to make sure you have your grain straight with your board, because if you do this and then you cover it, it's going to look all kinds of screwed up. So always make sure when you lay your pieces out, you either do them this way or that way. Do not kick them at an angle, because if that tweed angle is off, it's going to make your whole build look funky. Something else to always make sure that you do also, notice this is the side that I want out. This is the front side of the board. So when I flip this to this and I glue it on there, it's going to be right. If you screw up and you do it this way and cut it out, then guess what? You're going to have the wrong side out. So make sure you've got everything the way you want it. That way you only cut once. Alright, so whenever you're messing with tweed especially, but basically any type of vinyl or anything, when you glue this stuff, you want to make sure that you don't have any debris. Like that little thing right there, that can cause a bubble in the other side that you'll never get out. So what I always do is get out a little whisk broom and just brush everything down. Try to make sure you don't have any little debris. I even wiped all this down. Because if you don't, you're stuck with it. So just make sure you brush everything off. I'll tell you, my little garage is not big enough sometimes. It doesn't take much, a couple minutes. Try and get a little piece right there, I see. So just make sure all your tweed and your wood is all free of anything. You know, you've been cutting on this stuff for a while. You got sawdust everywhere. I mean, I got sawdust everywhere. You should have seen how much I cleaned up out of the bus. So just make sure you use a little whisk broom and get all that stuff taken care of and cleaned before you even shoot the glue. So what I've done here is the side I want to cover, I've got face up. The tweed I have face down. That way, this glue that I use, it's you have to coat both sides. So we'll spray this side, and then we'll flip this over and press it down and attach it to this side. And of course, the glue that I'm using here, Weldwood contact adhesive, the stuff for landau top and trim, that is the good stuff. Now, I have heard that this stuff is 80 to 90 bucks a gallon now. Luckily, if you can see over there, I've got 2.5 more gallons. So that's the right stuff. All right, so I've got the gun halfway full of the glue. Got a couple pieces laid out. So I'm gonna go ahead and shoot the first batch. So now that I've got that side all stuck and everything, now what I'm going to do, I'll go around and I'll spray a few inches of glue around the edges. Then I can wrap and everything. But before I do that, I want to come in here and cut my corners a little bit. Got to get everything ready for the final glue. So now I've got reliefs made on all my corners. So now I can spray some more to it and glue the edges. I have to put this stuff somewhere after I get done with it. And look, Hootie likes to sit on the tweed. That's why I have to put it face down. So much for my kitchen for right now. Alright everybody, so I got all the black stuff, the black tweed all covered. Now we have all the gray stuff to cover. There's more gray than there is black, so. But for right now, I want to take a little break. Slow down a little bit and take a little break. So we'll be back to this in a little bit. And hey, YouTubers, don't forget to hit that little subscribe button and maybe even that little ding ding bell thing. That way you get updated and you know what's going on right after I do it. So tune in, there's more to come. The party starts here.